it's Alex, and I'm here today fixing a little Metro. It's a very bog standard Metro. When I say bog standard, I mean it didn't come with reversing lights for new. It didn't come with wash and wipe. It didn't come with a heated rear window. There's no parcel shelf. There's not even a sun visor for the passenger. There's no grab rails. The passenger didn't get a headrest, only the driver. Only the driver had the reclining seat. It's mad. It's just so poverty spec. Now the reason I'm here today is, yes, Lucas wiring of doom. Now I'm not blaming Lucas, I'm not blaming the car. It could be that somebody's done something and it's all got a bit hot and a bit melty, so I'm going to try my best and see if I can find out why this has happened. We believe it's to do with the left-hand indicators, because the left-hand indicators aren't working. Well, I don't know what this plug is. It was unplugged, but all these wires are going into it and they're all melted and they all go up into this bunch. Yeah, what a mess. It's not as tidy as Allegro wiring, but then hey, this is a basic car, isn't it? Cheapy. This is the fuse board, by the way. It just unscrews and pops out. I've just got it hang in there. I've unplugged that so I can have a look in there and see what's going on. Yes, should be interesting, to say the least. So I think the first things first is, well, I've got wiring diagram actually, so I'll probably look at that, see what this green and red does. So I presume it's indicators. Got this very live, chunky red wire here that's all melty as well, which is a bit worrying. So yeah, just sort of got to find out. Okay. Find out where they go. Yes. Wish me luck, Captain. Battery's disconnected. Don't worry, I won't electrocute myself. Okay, I've just been studying. The wiring diagram. And there's only one red wire, or meant to be only one red wire. And this is the main lighting switch. So it goes from the fuse board and it goes up all the way to the headlight switch, which is up here somewhere. Ta-da! And I know for a fact that the customer has told me he's wired in this fog light switch here, and he's wired it into the main headlight switch. So I think it's overloaded it or something, and it's made it get a bit hot and melty. And then I think on the way along, on its melty journey, it's probably just sort of melted onto this. Looks like it may have attacked this a bit. And God knows what else, to be honest. I don't know what this is, but that's all melty. This is to do with lights, according to the diagram, because there's red and green, but there's also green and red. Now this is green and red because it's mostly green with a red tinge, or red stripe, shall I say. That would be indicators. Now red and green, so it's mostly red with a green stripe, that's actually to do with the lights, all the side lights and everything. That's why it's all bunched up in this thing here. So yeah, even though he says the indicators aren't working, the meltiness is actually to do with the side lights at the moment. So yes, we'll have to get all this out really and check it out and get rid of this fog switch. Right, I've removed all the melty wires and replaced them all. Unfortunately, very confusing. There's red and green, and there's also green and red. Although they sound the same, they're not. So the wires that were melted were red with the green stripe, but the wire the customer bought to replace it is actually green with a red stripe. But it's fine, you know. We can see. I've put the red heat shrink on, so we can see that they're obviously add-ons. I just hope it doesn't get too confusing. Thankfully, it's not red, it's like orangey sort of colour, so it's not going to get mixed up with the indicator circuit. So there you are, look, you can see green and red and green. But yeah, I think all the melty bits have gone now, which is good. I've disconnected that fog switch from there, because it has actually got a fog switch there, but it didn't work, so the customer bypassed it. But we'll see what we can do there. And say all these wires look pretty damn healthy, which is nice. And I thought I'd whip the dashboard out just to make sure the wires are okay in here, and they all look healthy. He said there was no dash illumination, so I had a look, and on the back he said all the warning lights work, so they're all the warning lights, but the actual illumination didn't work, and I think the illumination is just this one bulb here, and that was blown. So I swapped it out with the seatbelt warning light bulb, because it hasn't got seatbelt warning fitted, so that bulb realistically is redundant, so I have popped it in there instead. Hopefully it doesn't affect anything. Shouldn't do. So yeah, this can go back in. A bit awkward with the speedo. They don't give you a lot of leeway with that, but we'll put that back, put the dashboard back, and then we'll see, I think, what happens, whether anything melts again. Yes. And just before I put the dash back in, I found this underneath it. Mug Club, BP and National, and it says on there at the back, vouchers can be redeemed until the 11th of November 1986, or while stocks last. What's the chances of that? So that was under the dashboard, so the dash has never been out. Oh, I should have left the camera on so you can see me struggle getting that in. It's a bit painful because it's so plasticky. You think, ooh, I'm going to break it. And if you are interested how to get the dashboard out of one of these, it's 4 little nuts. 2 aren't too bad. There's one right there, you see. Pop the nut on there. And then there's another one there, a bit further back. And then, unfortunately, there's one right at the back amongst those wires, and one up there, so a bit more fiddly. But yeah, apart from that, it's just the wires on the back unclip and the speedo pops out. It's nice and easy. In the manual, they recommend you pull the speedo out from out the bulkhead, but I didn't do that. I just eased this out and popped it off. Mm-hmm. Right, I'm going to go and put I'm going to go and put the battery back on, so you can just sit in there and watch, see if anything catches fire. Is anything melting in there yet? Any smoke? Nothing yet. I presume that's side lights. Can't see any dash lights. I don't know if we need ignition on for lights. I don't think we do. Oh, there's a back light. Have we got a front light? We have a side light. Okay. Nothing's on fire yet. See, this multi-plug here, I mean, by rights now, that there is live. But I don't know what that goes on. It doesn't seem to go anywhere. It's probably an afterthought for something, but I don't know what. Okay, well, you never know. It could have been that shorted out on something. Headlights. Again, nothing has caught fire yet. And we have headlights. That's good. Right, let's turn them off. Let me get the key and we'll just see if the indicators work, because he said the indicators didn't work turning left. Okay, let's check again. Nothing's warm down here. I might just leave the side lights on, because these wires are to do with the side lights, so make sure that they're not cooking. Not cooking, right. Indicators then. Oh yeah, we've got some weirdness going on, because You indicate right, and all of the dashboard lights are sort of flickering. What's the actual lights doing outside? Flashing a bit erratic, I would say. Okay. What concerns me is that it's got a new flasher unit in there, which makes me think, is that a problem? Okay, so now we're indicating left, and we have nothing, okay? The plot thickens. No flashing at all. I've done lots and lots of probing, okay? So the switch is activating the wires. The hazard switch is activating the wires. But we're still only getting the right-hand side. I've also swapped the flasher units over just in case. But no, I'm hoping it's just this crustiness here that's given a bad contact on the bulb, because I probed in there. There's the hazard light, the indicator circuit, and power is getting to there, but for some reason it's not getting down there. So let's give it a clean and check the bulb. There you are, you can see then. Can you see? I'm not sure if you can see. There you are, you can see if that flashes now. Is it flashing? No. Why you no flash? Nothing happening there, is there? Right, let's see what's going on. Get my probe out. Can have some live probing action down there. Let's see what we've got. So we've obviously got a good earth. I'm talking to the camera. Obviously got a good earth because the side light works. No, I know. But I know there's an earth because the side light works. Yes, the power's not getting down there. So where's it disappeared to? Oh, this has been a palaver. So we got all three, I say all, we got three of the indicators working. But this back one would not work. And we're fiddling. And we sort of got it to flash, but then it didn't. And we didn't know why. And I'm thinking, well, this circuit board's all okay. Blah, 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 you know. If I just get these mole grips and just touch about there. Ta-da! If I get my meter, I'm not sure how I'm going to do this because I didn't bring a camera stand. Hang on. This is unprofessional recording, but it's worth it, trust me. Right, so I've got my meter, so it's on continuity. Yeah? So this is the earth for this board. So if I probe that, and then the earth connection comes out here. See, we've got continuity. So all along there, all earth, 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 earth. Keep following it along. And then there's a little rivet for the side light and that. That's obviously making some sort of contact somewhere along the line. You see, it's quite a bad one. It's beeping on and off, on and off. So you've got continuity. So earth, earth, earth. Then the earth goes a bit poo, and then the earth disappears for the indicator. So under here somewhere, there must be a fracture in this board. So somehow I need to get a link, hence the mole grips as a temporary test. We need a link from there to there, really. So we can get an earth there, and ideally it needs another board, which are obtainable apparently. So yes, that was a naughty little thing, that, because it looks absolutely fine. And I say the side light did work, so you'd think, oh, the earth's okay, but no, there's obviously a little fracture in there somewhere. So yeah, we'll do something with that, get it back together, and then he'll have working lights, and finally I can put the dashboard back together, because that's obviously okay. So the reason the left hand indicators weren't working was because of the switch. There was a pin on the switch that was a bit bent, so we bent that out, so we've got a bit of contact on that. And then I say that backlight threw us out a bit. Whew, so it's only the fog light really left to figure out. What do we reckon about that, eh? Eh? Is it going to work? Let's put the indicator on and let's see if it works. Yeah, boy! So here we are. Mission complete. Do you like his Harlequin leaves, by the way? They're pretty cool. Yeah, that's the final test. Let's see. Have we fixed it? I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry if these don't work. I can hear ticking. We have flashing. We have flashing. Is there flashing here as well? Flashing. Flashing. We have lots of flashing. I like that. That's good. Let's check the hazards. Not hazards, sorry. The actual indicators. It's ticking. We've got a left hand there. We've got a right hand there. And let's check the front as well. We better check the front. We have flashing. And then if we go left, we've just got to check that one. We have flashing. So that's good. We've got all indicators working. That was the main reason for me being here. And then added extra, we put the headlights on and the fog light on. Oh, there's no light in there by the looks of it. I think you need some bulbs. We should have fog and sides. Happy days, happy days. We should have some headlights as well. Yay! Woohoo! I can go home. I can sleep at night. Thanks for watching. Bye!